When we talk about the key of a piece of music, we are referring to the set of notes on which the music is built. This set of notes is called the scale. Scales are like musical ladders because the notes are organized by going up and down like walking up and down a step ladder. In music, it means moving up in the steps or degrees from the lowest pitch to the highest pitch and then down again. The most common scale is C major scale, which is made up of all the white keys. C to the next C, an octave above or below. The scale has 7 notes. The first note is repeated at the top again, making the scale 8 notes, or an octave in total. The steps of the scale are also called scale degrees, and is made up of a mixture of semitones and whole tones. A semitone is 2 notes on the keyboard directly next to one another with no key in between. Example, between C and C sharp, or F and F sharp, or B and C, we also find semitones. To make a note sound higher or sharper, you need to raise the note by 1 semitone to the right. To make a note sound lower or flatter, you need to lower the note by 1 semitone to the left. A semitone is 2 keys next to one another with no key in between. Semitone between C and C sharp. Semitone between E and F. Semitone between F and F sharp. A whole tone is 2 notes on the keyboard directly next to one another with 1 key in between. Example, between F and G, or C sharp and D sharp, or B and C sharp, we find a whole tone. Always write the accidental on the left side of a note, closest to the note that it belongs to. If the note is in a space, then write the sharp, flat, or natural also in the space. If the note is on a line, then write the sharp, flat, or natural also on the line. A whole tone is 2 keys next to one another with 1 key in between. Whole tone between F and G with 1 note in between. There's the key in between. In major scales, there is always a semitone between the 3rd and the 4th and the 7th and the 8th scale degree. So the pattern for the major scale is whole tone, semitone, whole tone, whole tone, whole tone, and semitone. Since this scale starts on a C, it is called C major scale. Now, any note can be used as the first note of a scale. And the first note or the key note is called the tonic. The tonic can be a G, a D, or a F. However, to keep the whole tone, semitone pattern, 1 or more accidentals are going to have to be used. Look at the major scale in front of you, starting on G. We see that the semitone pattern is between the 3rd and the 4th and the 7th and 8th scale degree, because we have placed an accidental next to the F to make it an F sharp. If we did not place a sharp sign next to the F, then there would not be a semitone between the 7th and the 8th scale degrees. It would be a whole tone instead. So if you have semitones between the 3rd and the 4th and 7th and 8th scale degrees in a major scale, then your scale will always be correct.